So what you see in there is the USAID sign coming down from the USAID building. DOGE has taken a torch to it. Elon Musk said no. Donald Trump said no. They had 10,000 people working for them as of the beginning of this week, and now they have 293. Now that's being fought in court, but I have a feeling that we're going to win this one because we're going gangbusters. I don't think we want to go back. USAID, it looks like USAID, right? It makes you think, oh, these people are providing aid around the world, and they do. They provide a little bit of aid around the world, but what it looks like they do mainly is provide a money laundering service for the deep state. Now, you can say the deep state is a conspiracy theory, but it's definitely not. We've got nothing but proof this year coming out from all over the place. Now, you've got companies like the New York Times trying to make it seem like a right wing conspiracy theory. Their headline says, "Falsehoods fuel the right wing crusade against USAID." Now, the New York Times might just be wanting to get ahead of this because they have received $2.7 million from the US government over the last 15 years. Now, it hasn't all come from USAID, but some has. But it looks like they might be trying to get in front of this because as DOGE goes through agency after agency, they're going to find that New York Times, Politico, and other magazines and publications, the BBC, are receiving quite a bit of money from the US government. So I expect the New York Times to act like this is a conspiracy as much as possible. Now, Democrats, they are going wild. They are so against DOGE going through these agencies and finding out, what our money's being spent on. And we'll go over some of the things that it's been spent on because it's atrocious. But let's hear Senator Warren, the least corrupt politician in the world, scream and cry about this.
All right. In the building behind me, Elon Musk is seizing power from the American people. We are here to fight back. A few months ago, Elon Musk spent $280 million to buy an election for Donald Trump. Now, Elon Musk is here to collect on his investment. He is here to seize power for himself. We are here to fight back.
And man, they are fighting. I chose not to play a bunch of videos of Democrats screaming and crying on this one because I'm still getting over being in the hospital. In case you didn't know, I was in the hospital last week. I had a very bad case of pneumonia that led to sepsis. I almost died. While I was in the hospital, I became monetized, which is kind of nice because I never thought in a million years that I could make money doing this on YouTube. Now, obviously, I got to get a lot better at this, but I'm going to keep trying. But yeah, I'm not in the mood to listen to a bunch of Democrats screaming and crying about this, and I'm sure you guys are seeing the videos floating around. I'm a little late to this, but she's claimed that Elon Musk spent $280 million to get Donald Trump elected, and that's true. He did spend a lot of money because he has a lot of money. But she's claiming that he's going through these agencies because he's trying to seize power and get his money back from his investment. But the man is worth billions, literal billions of dollars at this point. Why, if that he would be the last person on the face of the planet that would be wanting to go through our agencies to steal the $2,000 I might have or the $83 your grandmother has. He's already doubled his investment on X and he's making money hand over fist. He doesn't need to cheat the Social Security office to add to his billions of dollars. Got a little video of Senator Kennedy, though, explaining why, it's kind of wild that these people are, complaining about this. Let's hear what he has to say.
Democratic colleagues and most of the members of the tofu crowd are very upset. They're screaming like Musk stole their dog or something. But one thing they're not talking about is what Mr. Musk is finding. I mean, just at the USAID, he found hundreds of millions, maybe billions of dollars worth of spending porn.
Yeah, he's found quite a bit. I've got a list that was put together by Mark Buffington on X, and all I did was go through and verify these. But I'm going to go through and just give everybody an idea of what our tax dollars are being spent on. We've got 1.5 million to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business communities. Let's go down to 2 million for sex changes and LGBT activism in Guatemala. 6 million to fund tourism in Egypt. 2 million to Eco Health Alliance, which, by the way, funded the coronavirus lab in Wuhan. 16.8 million to support equitable outcomes in inclusion in Vietnam. 8.3 million for equity and inclusion education. 7.9 million to teach Sri Lankan journalists to avoid binary gender language. 6.3 million to study men having sex with other men in South Africa. 20 million for producing an Iraqi version of Sesame Street. 520 million for ESG, which is environmental, social, and governance consultants in Africa. 45 million for DEI scholarships in Burma. 200 million or plus of dollars to fund the Taliban's poppy fields. 50 million for condoms in Gaza. 30 million for South African HIV/AIDS programs. Now, I don't have a huge problem with, the transgender movement, adults taking place or taking part in being free to express themselves. I am against kids doing it, but I don't think that U.S. tax dollars should be paying for that in other countries. I don't think that if USAID is going to truly be U.S. aid, then let's fund water for this country. Let's fund vaccines for this country. But we're not going to be funding environmental, social, governance consultants in Africa. I mean, we are, $37 trillion in debt? Now, I wanted to just look at, kind of reply to what Senator Warren was saying, that Elon Musk is going through and he's going to, try to take back the money that he got or the money that he spent on the campaign. And Scott Bessent, he explains why, DOGE going through these agencies is not a big deal and why everybody needs to just calm down about it.
About the DOGE team's access to sensitive payment systems. Are you worried at all that that access and that tinkering of the payment systems could affect the treasuries market or cause any disruption?
Good. Well, Saleha, thank you for asking me about that because there's a lot of misinformation out there. First of all, when you say the DOGE team, these are Treasury employees. It is 2 Treasury employees, one of whom I personally interviewed in his final round. There is no tinkering with the system. They are on read-only. They are looking. They can make no changes. It is an operational program to suggest improvement. So we make 1.3 billion payments a year. And this is 2 employees who are working with a group of long-standing employees.
Now, the Democrats are pissed off that a lot of government employees are being, fired or laid off. But Bill Clinton laid off 378,000 employees from the government back when he was president. Every administration promises to get rid of the waste, fraud, and abuse. It's a campaign promise made by every candidate, practically, and this time we're actually doing it. And I don't think that the majority of Americans are mad at it. It's another case of promises made, promises kept, and I'm here for it. Please take time to like and subscribe if you haven't. This is not the best video I've made. I'm still recovering, but I'm trying to get back on the saddle, or back in the saddle, so to speak. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a good afternoon.